This is the morning of the 4th of August, 2024. I came across this clip that plays for 15 minutes and 17 seconds. And some of you might find it to be of interest. You might enjoy watching it. And if you don't, sorry to have wasted your time. Aboard an aircraft carrier, spectacular landings constantly take place, with planes arriving at high speed and extending their tailhook to catch an arresting cable. This prevents them from plunging into the sea, but beneath these breathtaking actions lies a constant risk of danger. Today, we're diving into a situation where one of the most critical components of these operations spectacularly failed. What happens when an arresting cable snaps during a landing? So let's have a listen.
Regular landings constantly take place, with planes arriving at high speed and extending their tailhook to catch an arresting cable. This prevents them from plunging into the sea. But beneath these breathtaking actions lies a constant risk and danger. Today we're diving into a situation where one of the most critical components of these operations spectacularly failed. What happens when an arresting cable snaps during a landing? The arresting gear system is a marvel of engineering, featuring high-strength steel cables and hydraulic engines that can stop a 50,000-pound jet in just seconds. Sensors monitor conditions and adjust tension in real time to ensure safe landings. On March 18, 2016, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower was conducting routine flight operations approximately 100 nautical miles off the coast of Norfolk, Virginia. The weather was clear, with light winds and calm seas, ideal conditions for carrier operations. At approximately 2 p.m. local time, an E-2C Hawkeye from Airborne Early Warning Squadron 123, or VAW-123, call sign Screwtop 601, approached the carrier for landing. The Hawkeye, a critical asset in the carrier air wing, serves as the eyes and ears of the fleet. With its distinctive rotating radar dome, it provides airborne early warning and command and control capabilities. On this day, Screwtop 601 was returning from a standard 5-hour surveillance mission. As the aircraft entered the landing pattern, everything appeared normal. The landing signal officers, or the LSOs, on the carrier's deck gave the "call the ball" command, indicating that the pilot had visual contact with the optical landing system. The Hawkeye's approach speed and angle were within parameters as it crossed the ship's stern. However, as Screwtop 601's tailhook engaged the number 4 wire, the last of the 4 cables, disaster struck. With a sound described by a witness as a combination of a gunshot and a metallic screech, the arresting cable snapped. In an instant, the carefully choreographed landing turned into a nightmare scenario. The Hawkeye, suddenly without any means of deceleration, continued to hurtle down the flight deck at high speed. Deck crew members, trained to react to such emergencies, immediately hit the deck to avoid potential injury from the cable recoil. The successful recovery of Screwtop 601 was a testament to the rigorous training of naval aviators and the robustness of naval aircraft design. It's also highlighting the importance of having multiple carriers operating in proximity, providing redundancy in emergency situations. Injuries and damage. While the Hawkeye and its crew escaped unscathed, the incident left a trail of injuries and damage on the Eisenhower's flight deck. The explosive recoil of the snapped cable resulted in injuries to 8 sailors who were on deck at the time of the incident. The most seriously injured was a sailor who suffered a skull fracture when a piece of the recoiling cable struck his helmet. The force of the impact was so severe that it cracked the helmet, underscoring the immense energy released when the cable failed. The elites are laughing.
Gonna get rid of the ad.
Medical teams on the carrier sprang into action immediately, triaging the injured and providing emergency care. The ship's well-equipped medical facilities were put to the test, with the most severely injured sailor requiring emergency evacuation to a shore-based hospital for advanced treatment. Beyond the human toll, the incident caused significant material damage. The violent snap of the cable sent metal fragments flying across the deck at high velocity. Several planes parked on the flight deck sustained punctures to their fuselages and damage to sensitive electronic systems, requiring extensive repairs. The arresting gear system itself suffered considerable damage. The failed cable and its associated machinery needed to be completely replaced, a complex and time-consuming process. This necessitated a temporary halt to flight operations, impacting the carrier's operational readiness. The financial cost of the incident was substantial. Initial estimates put the damage to equipment and aircraft in the millions of dollars. This figure did not include the cost of medical care for the injured sailors or the operational impact of the temporary cessation of flight activities. Perhaps most significantly, the incident had a lasting psychological impact on the crew. Many who witnessed the near disaster reported increased anxiety during subsequent flight operations. The Eisenhower incident served as a stark reminder of the inherent dangers of carrier operations and the critical importance of proper maintenance and training. It sparked a fleet-wide review of arresting gear systems and procedures, leading to significant changes in how these crucial components are maintained and operated. In the aftermath of the incident, the Navy's commitment to learning from near misses and continuously improving safety protocols was evident. The lessons learned from this event would go into informed training, maintenance procedures, and equipment design across the entire naval aviation community. The investigation's findings. The subsequent investigation revealed a complex web of factors that led to the near catastrophe. At the core was a maintenance error. The hydraulic system that tensions the arresting cable had been improperly adjusted. This seemingly minor oversight allowed the cable to over-tension during the Hawkeye's landing, leading to its failure. The probe also highlighted issues with overly complicated maintenance procedures. The arresting gear system's complexity made it challenging for sailors to consistently perform required checks and adjustments correctly. This revelation prompted a re-evaluation of training programs and maintenance protocols across the fleet. Recommendations from the investigation included simplifying maintenance procedures, enhancing training for arresting gear technicians, and implementing more rigorous quality control measures. The incident served as a reminder that even small errors can have potentially catastrophic consequences in the high-stakes world of carrier aviation. Here's a question for you. How do you think that the Navy balances the need for complex cutting-edge technology with the practical realities of maintenance and operation by sailors? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Before we move...
All right, folks. It's worth a view. And if you don't think so, sorry for having wasted your time. But I certainly enjoyed it. I'll attach the link, pass it along, and thanks for listening.